band slam, or is it the other way around?
Connor and Wesley go behind Dave's back and decide to start a band because they're like, it'll cheer him up. And also, like, that's how, like, people get girls sometimes, probably, right? I don't know. But anyway, it's their, like, grand
what
plan.
should we sound like? And then Wesley asks Connor, like, what's your favorite band? And Connor's like, I don't have a favorite band. And then Connor's like, wait, if we write a song and play instruments, we could be my favorite band. Because Connor is adorable.
I love Connor. Okay, so officially my favorite characters on this show are Wesley and Connor, and I will not be swayed. They are the best. They're
just so pure
for this world. I'm, like, deeply charmed by both of them. They're adorable. I just, like, want good things for both of them.
I know. But then we're with Fiona and Holly J, and Fiona's buying a birdcage on her phone.
Of course he is. Of course she is. And
Holly J has a job interview and can't hang out with her.
And also she's, like, reading a math question aloud that, like, just stressed me out to listen to.
I was like, I'm not tuning into what you're saying because I don't even want to attempt to figure it out.
It hurt me.
No.
Because I just wrote, I'm stressed by this math. Also, Fiona and Declan later both call Holly J's, like, money troubles your situation. It's like too gauche to say the word money.
Lord.
It's ridiculous.
At least they know. At least they know on some level it's impolite to talk about money, but even though they talk about how much money they have personally all the time. But they know it's rude to ask other people about their money. Anyway, then we're with Adam and Eli and Fitz, and he's bullying them, and I hate it. Is he, like, slamming them into lockers and stuff?
So he slams Adam into the locker, because earlier Adam is, like, staring at Fitz when he's, like, fighting with Eli, and he's like, what are you looking at? And Adam's, like, still trying to figure it out, because Adam's awesome. And then he slams Adam into the locker, and he's like, are you still trying to figure it out? Or, like, have you figured out what you're looking at or whatever?
Right.
And Adam goes, still trying to process the smell, which is great. And then he goes to punch him, and fucking Eli catches the punch in his hand like a goddamn badass. And then he's, like, making fun of his hair, and he's like something about Planet of the Apes.
He's like, are you preparing for your audition for the Planet of the Apes remake or something?
Then Adam, never one to let a joke go, says he's got the odor part down. I love Adam. It's great.
And then I think they, like, go away. I don't know.
They, like, get into each other's face. They get into each other's face, and then a teacher is coming. Claire's like, teacher. And then they scatter.
And then Claire's like, just ignore them. And it's like, oh, Claire. Oh, that's probably not going to happen.
It will never happen.
Even though you're right.
You are absolutely right. I'm very on Claire's side of this entire situation.
And I feel like Claire has gone through this with Casey before, too. So it's like...
Claire has a type. And that type is, like, weirdly aggressive, even when they don't seem like they would be weirdly aggressive.
Baddish boys.
Yeah. Like, just the gentlest bad boys.
Yeah, very gentle. She loves a gentle bad boy.
Don't we all?
All right. Then we're with Wesley and Connor, and they're signing up for the band slam, and they're calling their band name the Three Tenors because they're in 10th grade and they're not Niners anymore.
They're adorable. And
Wesley plays the flute.
Of course he does.
Connor plays the piano
and wants to DJ.
Right. And Sav asks, like, what kind of music they play, and Wesley's like, fusion,
which he's not totally wrong. And then Sav is talking to them because they're like, we're trying to cheer up Dave. You're in a band. Bands get you girls and, like, coolness and stuff. And Sav says at one point, I used to be a dorky loser like you guys. And I'm like, Sav, you kind of are.
Yeah. And he's like, but yeah, getting in the band can help you with the honeys. And I'm like, can we please stop saying the word honeys? I hate it.
I hate the word honeys. Never pluralize honeys, because there's no way to do that. That sounds good. And if you are not talking about bee vomit, I don't want to hear the word honey. End of list.
I don't like it. If you're not talking about bee vomit or the Jessica Alba movie, don't talk to me about it.
Why would you talk about the Jessica Alba movie, though?
I mean, I would prefer to talk about the Jessica Alba movie than hear people refer to women as honeys. Let's be real.
Same.
Then Holly Chase has her interview at, I'm like, a honky tonk? What's happening? But it's like a steakhouse. It's probably like a Texas Roadhouse type of place.
I think it's like a barbecue. I've been writing it down as a barbecue joint just because, like, the Texas thing, but
Yeah.
they keep calling it a steakhouse. And I'm like, Canada.
Yeah, I don't know. And again, the cowboy uniform is intense.
Love this manager. And then I love that he compares Holly J to his wife, who was a waitress when they first met and is now a co-manager and does have red hair, to be fair.
And then Holly J bails to go shopping with Fiona.
And uses her emergency credit card. Girl,
Yeah,
what are
not
you
good.
doing?
Not good. And
Like,
then
we've all made, like, impulse choices, but she's walking out with, like, multiple shopping bags.
so much stuff.
One very obvious MAC product placement shopping bag. And I'm like, how much did you spend at MAC? MAC is not cheap, dude.
MAC is expensive, even if you buy one thing.
Yeah, and she didn't have, like, the little bag. She had, like, a big bag. Like, is this bitch buying pallets? What's going on?
And then they're at Fiona's house or apartment or whatever. And then Holly J borrows her computer to go on Face Range and goes to Declan's profile and sees that he's tagged in a bunch of photos with fucking Tinsley, who's like kissing him on the cheek, and they're like hanging out, and she gets extremely jealous.
Fucking Tinsley.
Goddamn Tinsley.
Also, is this the first time we see someone Facebook stalking?
I think so.
That's fun.
We've maybe seen, what the fuck was it called? Face Page? My Room. I feel like we've seen some light My Room stalking, but yeah. First Facebook Face Range stalking.
Hilarious.
But then Holly J goes home and she gets busted for shopping, and she's like, I'm taking it all back anyway.
But when she's talking to Fiona and she's like, you know, Declan's never cheated on me, blah, 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 so I should probably trust him, right? And Fiona's like, yeah, not on you.
Yeah.
Which is like, cool, super comforting. Thanks, Fiona.
But yeah, then she gets busted for shopping, but she's like, I'm taking it all back. And her mom's like, yeah, you fucking are. Oh, and they're like still in the process. They're like moving out imminently out of their house into the apartment.
Still has not packed.
Yeah. And she packs like 3 trophies and then gets sad and stops. And like
writes an email to Declan saying that she's coming to
New York.
But what I love when they do technology on this show, because
she just types in she just types in Declan,
all lowercase,
just like not at anything.
It doesn't autofill to an email address, like nothing. It's just just lowercase Declan.
Yeah. But then I forgot to mention Eli's stud belt, because that's my next note.
I didn't even notice the stud belt. How did I miss it?
Then Eli and Claire are like walking into school, and I'm pretty sure Claire's like, don't do this, don't be stupid, like if you're trying to impress me, it's not working. And Eli's like, who said I'm trying to impress you?
But he's like very obviously trying to impress her, because they like do the like goo goo eyes thing.
Yeah.
And then she's saying that like the rumor is that he's obsessed with death, and she's like, which would explain the hearse.
And then fucking Fitz comes over and he's like, I'm sorry. And he's like, what are you talking about? Like, he's like, he just says, I'm sorry about your nards. And then like knees him in the balls. And I'm like, also not a fan of the word nards.
Not crazy about it. Also, boys are so mature. Like, oh my God, these just is such a dumb...
About your nards.
All right, like God. I just want my ringtone to be you saying that, because that's hilarious. But yeah, like first of all, like literal low blow, but also like fucking why? And like, dude,
also why is this even a thing in the first place? You just one day decided to like stand in front of Eli's car and like cause a fucking scene, and now you're enemies. Like, why? Nobody did anything to anybody.
Because teenage boys are dumb, A. And
so
B,
stupid.
I feel like maybe Fitz has some problems at home and wants to let out some aggression.
Probably.
I don't know. Fitz could probably use a trip to Miss Sauvé.
All of these children could.
It's true.
But then Holly J is like, she wants to turn down this job.
Well, she turns down the job because they want her to start this weekend.
Right,
she's
but
like,
no, I'm going to New York.
Yeah, going to fictional New York this weekend. And so she turns down the job, and she, like, Skypes Declan. And
He's being real cagey.
Yep, and she's like, aren't you happy I'm coming? He's like, yeah, kinda. Like, he's being, like, weird.
I'm happy, kinda, is what he says.
Yeah.
And he's, like, Skyping her, like, in the middle of his fencing practice or something.
Yeah, and then Tinsley comes up in the background, and he's, like, not, like, subtle about, like, like, or at least I thought he wasn't being subtle about, like, being interested in Tinsley and, like, not wanting to talk to Holly J, and, like, basically runs off.
Yeah. And
Like,
he's like, gotta go, bye.
Like, I don't think that Holly J was jumping to conclusions.
No, he was being shitty. And now she's convinced he's cheating, which is not, like, a huge leap.
Yeah.
Because he's being shitty and, like, not really talking to her.
And I was just like, Holly J, call the restaurant back. Your plans changed.
Yeah.
Like,
and then
it is not too late.
we're with Dave, Wesley, and Connor. And they're like, guess what? We're going to be a band at the band slam. We're trying out. And he's like, what are you talking about? Like, what am I even supposed to do? And they're like, you're the singing rapper guy. And then I think...
And he caved immediately.
And I think Connor is like, we talked to Sav. And basically, band equals cred equals girls. And then they start playing, like, their flute and tambourine. And Dave is terrible at singing.
Listen. Hot take. Their music is good. I like it. It's not a thing that I would listen to, like, in my own time. It's not the type of music that I like. Dave is terrible. If they had, like, a different singer or no singer at all, I would put that in the background.
If they had a different singer and different lyrics, I wouldn't hate it.
Yeah, I like the flute with the beat.
The
like
flute with the beat is fine.
I like
everything else is bad.
Oh, everything is really bad. But I like the flute with I like the background music.
I like
just
the
don't...
general sound except for the words coming out of Dave's mouth. And not just because he's bad at singing, but because the lyrics are terrible.
The lyrics are extremely bad. But
he rhymes
also,
like, whoa, with flow. And,
but also, like, they're definitely lyrics that, like, a 15-year-old who's never written music before would write.
Definitely.
But yeah, I like the, like, actual music part of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. But Dave is extremely bad.
But then Holly J's mom is driving her to school, I think. And she's like, I think she's complaining about Declan.
She's just really sad.
And she's bummed out. And then her mom is like, why do you even want to go to, like, do you really want to go to Yale, or do you just want to, like, fulfill, like, your, like, fairy tale dreams with Declan? Like, she's kind of giving her trying to give her a little bit of a reality check of, like, she's like, I support you. Like, I didn't say that you shouldn't even try to go into Ivy League. I just want to make sure you're applying for the right reasons, which is actually a pretty good point.
Yeah. This is, like, the most effectively mom-ish her mother has been.
Seriously.
She's, like, really putting in the work this episode.
Yeah. But then we're at the dot with Adam and Eli, and Eli's like, ugh, Fitz went too far. He, like, hurt me in my, like, sensitive area.
No, and he says he says my personal area, and Adam goes, your locker? And then
he's like, no. And then Adam's like, oh, yeah, I hate it when that happens. It feels really bad.
It's like, cool, super believable. You're fooling everyone.
And I feel like Eli has, like, a weird, like, what? Look on his face. He's like, whatever. It doesn't matter. I have a plan. And then he, like, goes up to Fitz and is like, guess what? I have a fake ID. I can buy you alcohol. Like, if I do that, can we be cool? And Fitz is like, yeah, sure. Immediately on board.
He also says, can you get smokes? Which, like...
Right. Smokes, alcohol, whatever.
Listen, maybe it's different, but, like, I was a teenage smoker. I've been smoking since I was, like, way too young, and, like, you guys don't smoke. It's really bad. But I have never once in my life said smokes. I have been surrounded by teenage smokers, like, all of us trying real hard to be real cool. I've literally never once in my life heard someone say smokes.
Some smokes.
That's not a thing.
I think that's a thing if you don't actually smoke, but you're like, I want to try it.
Yeah, like
I never have done it before.
I've never heard, like, as a smoker of, like, 13 years, and
God damn it, Kelsey.
I know. And as someone who's been, like, surrounded by smokers her entire life, literally, no, you know who calls cigarette smokes? You know who calls cigarette smokes? My dad. My dad, who also smokes. He calls them smokes. I think that if you were, like, born in the 50s, you call them smokes.
Probably
Which are the people that write Degrassi, so...
There we go. We figured it out.
It all makes sense.
But yeah. And then